Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Come to you live from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for December 26, 2020, with your host, Pacemaker2448 and Ramp It Up Salon.
Hi.
We don't have a lot of news. Surprise, folks, it's a short show.
Which works.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got that article.
Which one?
Number 2.
Oh, yeah, I saw an article about that.
Because that one kind of bites.
Yeah. I assume it's because they're moving everything over.
I'm sure, but we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
That was just one of those that I was like, I hope he grabs that, because if not, I might have to look that up and that be like a quick draw or something.
Yeah. So it's been Christmas for the both of us. I've kind of already talked about everything I got the other day. So, anything interesting you got for Christmas?
Probably one that I will, once I get everything where I want to, will maybe be something to do after we get done with Spartan Ops. I got one of them Atari flashbacks.
Ooh.
And I also have looked and noticed that, I can pretty much mod it to play just about any Atari 2600 game.
Yeah.
Almost 2,000 of them. So, yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of stinkers in there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because it's the Atari.
Yeah.
I'm also sure that there are some things on there we can't stream.
I am also pretty sure there are some things that will actually be unplayable because they require other controllers.
Really?
I'm almost positive of that.
Okay.
There was, I'm wanting to say like 10 different controllers for the 2600.
That is honestly news to me, because I didn't know the 2600 had that many controllers.
Yeah.
That's an unnecessary amount of controllers.
I mean, to be fair, Atari was the gimmick company before Nintendo.
Fair. Incredibly fair.
And what really kind of killed them was, the fact of not really bettering themselves, I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, there's a lot of crap that kind of was in that era.
Yeah, there was. Oh, update. So, I said the other day that my 3D printer, I'm probably going to have to wait till like February to get it.
Yes.
As I found out, if I just order it directly through the company, I'll have it probably started next year.
That's a lot quicker turnaround than Amazon was having.
Apparently. And I could have got the one I wanted, but for a few bucks extra, I got the not light version of it. I'll throw this in the chat, and you can throw it up there if you want.
That's a convoluted method that may or may not decide to work anymore, so...
Yeah. Just the link itself. Not necessarily the image.
Also, where did you post that? Okay.
That's what I say. I just now posted it.
Okay.
This is the printer I actually bought. Because there's a light version of this, but apparently it's not like Wi-Fi compatible and all that. But this one is, and that's the only difference between them.
Mike can actually put that one up there.
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
But yeah, from my understanding, because several people in the Soda Pop Discord have more or less this exact printer, and they all say it's good. So, and from external reviews I've read, it's a really good starter printer. It's good for if you're just wanting to print stuff. Like, there's nothing really complicated with it outside of just the normal 3D printing process. So it's a nice ease of use one. So like, it's perfect for stupid me who understands nothing, yet somehow has an engineering degree.
Well, I mean, you don't have to understand.
So, stupid me may be trying to make his own soda figure.
Huh.
Within the next, 4 months. Because, one of the soda orders I put in was for Zonjas from the Geo movie, plus, the box that has his cape and, the gun and the knife for the Trilobite Magia. Guess who's getting disassembled so I get measurements for everything? And guess who I'm not going to give a shit about if I break him while I'm disassembling him?
Fair.
Because I paid $7 for him, and I'm like, your research, as I disassemble your ass to get measurements.
Is it bad that is almost at the price point where I would be like, yep, I would be perfectly fine with spending that just to completely screw around with?
I mean, 3D printers have gotten really cheap. I remember, I think it was last year, I was looking at prices of 3D printers, and I'm like, wait, they're not $1,000
anymore? Yeah.
They're not 4 figures? They're reasonably priced 3 figures? What? I thought this was more expensive.
Yeah.
This shit's reasonably priced for just having one to just do stuff with? Because, on top of that, since Soto did a closed version of the 01 driver, I'm probably going to at least attempt to design a closed version, just to have one of the figures hold, of, the double driver, the O's driver, the build driver, because I think we don't really have one of those. Well, we have an empty version, but it'd be nice just to have one that's not tied to a premium set. The gamer driver, and a full version of the Kuga belt, or of the Oracle, and probably the Seiken sword driver while I'm at it. The problem with the Seiken sword driver is that there's 3 different emblems that I'd have to design as well, and they all have to be different. It's not just a one and done. But I'm planning that, and then I'm planning something related to the super spoiler from the 01 movie. That would be a really quick part swap for anyone that has the figure tied to the super spoiler that I almost said the name of, but I'm like, no, can't even say that. I can say nothing about this. But when I first get it, I'm going to use Molinus, who's on the Soda Pop Discord. His Soto stands that he's designed and made, and he's made the files available. I'm probably going to print one of those first, just so I get the feel for how everything prints. And I understand, okay, this is the step-by-step process. Because I understand what the end result of this looks like. Now I know how to get there. So prepare for a bunch of quick draws in the next year or so to be just me printing stupid shit.
And sometimes getting it wrong.
Oh, incredibly so. I am incredibly waiting to just fuck up 5 million things. Because the end result is I want to print my own Soto figure in parts. And for it to be kind of posable. Which is probably not going to turn out well, but I want to try. Because, the great thing is the X8 body is pretty universal and probably pretty easy to design. So I'm just gonna print an X8 body. So yeah, I honestly also haven't been playing that much. Yeah, not really. I'll probably be booting up like Origami King tomorrow, so I can actually sit down and play that and try out the new Paper Martin and see how that is. From all accounts, it should be really good. So
should be.
I'm hopeful. But you have anything else?
No.
All right, then articles. So about Halo Infinite. Apparently, 343 has decided not to cancel the Xbox One version, and it will still come out.
Maybe. Probably.
Maybe. Okay. I'm not sure how to feel about this. Granted, I'm not sure how to feel about Halo Infinite in general.
Yes.
So I'm like, so you're gonna develop an Xbox One and a Series X version. I'm gonna hope you have a better time of it than CD Projekt Red has for Cyberpunk. Because that did not end well for Cyberpunk.
Yeah, it's not going to end well for them either.
And worst of all, that's the least of their problems.
Fair.
But in definitively sadder news, this time next year, say goodbye to all the multiplayer that is non-Master Chief Collection for all the Halos.
Yeah, non-Master Chief Collection or 5.
Yeah.
Or at that point, maybe Infinite?
Depends. So, Microsoft and 343 are doing this in phases, and just to go through the phases. Back in the fall, they did a one-time migration of 6 million pieces of user-generated content data to the Master Chief Collection. And then currently in December is their initial notification to players. The digital sales for all Halo 360 titles have been halted, but all 360 DLC can be acquired at no cost.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Huh. That's actually kind of a nice thing.
Yeah. Phase 3 will be throughout next year. Will be continued messaging and reminders throughout the year across all of their social media and all that. And then December, and it will not be sooner than 1 year from the blog post's date, so no sooner than like the 21st, is when all 360 legacy services will have the cord be cut. So truly a sad day. I would say ahead, the last possible day for us, we do it, but I'm like, I'm not buying gold for this.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not buying gold for 1 day of goodbye Halo when I have Halo. So I guess on that day, just play Halo as a goodbye.
I mean, to be fair, I think 343 is finally getting Master Chief Collection to a decent standpoint, so at this point, unless you just only have the 360 versions, yeah, get Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, just get the collection.
They've at least got the PC part of it running good. I don't know where the Xbox is still standing.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
And just as a reminder, because they have this chart on Waypoint, which is where the blog was, but what is affected by all of this? So the main things that are affected are matchmaking, file share, service records for both Reach and Halo 4, challenges for Reach and Halo 4, player customization for 3 and Halo, or for Reach and Halo 4, message of the day for Halo Reach, and extras for ODST. Achievements will have its support varied for both Reach 4 and 3, because I believe all 3 of those have multiplayer related achievements.
Yep, they all do.
Yeah. So
at the very least, I know 4 and 3, I'm pretty positive both did.
They do.
I can't remember the Reach ones right offhand.
Yeah. So if you want to get all those achievements, get them within the next year, because you will not be able to anymore, most likely.
Unless they just do something weird like drop all of those achievements on everyone.
That would be nice.
Because I would have to think they could do that.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at something here, Spartan Assault and Halo Wars are the only 2 that I don't think actually have been brought forward.
True. To be fair, who cares about Spartan Assault? And as much as I hate to say it, who cares about Halo Wars?
Yeah. But that's actually one of those... I do believe those 2 are actually just going to be dead after this.
Actually, no, their matchmaking is not affected, according to the chart.
Except they're showing that they're in this batch of being shut off.
Right. But it says the matchmaking's not affected on the chart. I'm confused. Okay, Halo Wars Definitive Edition on Xbox One and PC will not be impacted by the 360 service sunsetting.
Which makes sense.
Right. So that's probably what it is.
And I think, actually, I might be wrong. Because didn't Spartan Assault get a Windows 10 release?
Yes, it's on Steam. It's on my wish list. And I think it's currently like $1.
So, I guess technically they're still going forward.
Yeah.
I feel like what really kind of sucks is the fact that they're also kind of just walking away from 4 also.
Yeah.
Like, the rest of it I can understand. They inherited Bungie's upkeep of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I take that back. 4 and CEA. Because that was 343.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess at the same time I can overlook CEA for the simple fact that multiplayer-wise it was Reach's multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 4, that one just seems odd that they're walking away from it altogether too.
Mm-hmm.
Because the rest, yeah, they kind of inherited Bungie's framework. 4, I thought was all them, so... Huh?
Yeah. Well, our next one is a fun one. So you know how there's a new Space Jam coming out?
There's a new Space Jam coming out?
Yes. With LeBron James instead of Michael Jordan. Confused? Don't worry, I am too. Where did all this love for Space Jam come from?
I blame the memes.
Apparently. So there's a new Space Jam coming out. And you know what Microsoft is doing in anticipation for this movie to come out next year? Next year, I assume?
Adam.
Yes. Microsoft is taking your pitches for it pretty much on their... Is it still a Microsoft Arcade? What is their digital for storefront called these days?
I don't know.
Yeah, Microsoft's digital storefront, because I don't remember the name of it anymore, because I don't know if it's still Microsoft, or it's like Xbox Arcade.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either. But on their storefront, a budget-titled Space Jam themed game will be released, and they are taking your pitches for it. I love how the two suggestions from this Structed article are erotic visual novel and grand strategy 4X game where Bugs Bunny is some kind of emperor, or a walking sim. Or no, 2 winners will get their game made and put on Game Pass. And they get an official credit, LeBron's signed merch, Space Jam and Nike merch, personalized Xbox Series X or Series S. Why is it the S and not the X? But whatever. A private screening of the film
because
and
the
a
S
virtual
couldn't sell.
Yeah. A private screening of the film and a virtual Microsoft coding workshop for their local community. I want to see what dumb shit comes out of this. I need to see what dumb shit comes out of this. I want something really interesting and dumb. Because, like, they could just go, hey, what if we made just NBA Jam, but Space Jam? And I'm like, you could, but where's the fun in that? So, what's your pitch?
I wouldn't even begin to know.
Neither do I. So, speaking of dumb things, you remember how Nintendo's getting their own part of Universal Studios in Japan for Nintendo World?
And also how they had a very unique direct.
Yeah. Look, it was wholesome because Miyamoto was like, yes, Mario and Luigi are my kids. Yes, I do say that I am their dad. That is kind of wholesome.
So we get Nintendo Indie Directs, and now we start getting Nintendo World Directs?
Yes.
Could we maybe just get a Nintendo Direct where we get, information about the stuff, we want?
I would like that too. So, we have the Nintendo World Direct. Did you watch this?
No.
Okay, I watched it. I watched this. I did not watch the Indie Showcase that was this past 2 weeks that I didn't put in the articles because I honestly don't know what happened in it, and I don't think anything important happened in it. Except, hey, Among Us is on Switch. There you go.
Oh, right. I heard about that. Mm-hmm. You gotta pay for it, though, don't you?
I don't I don't know what the price on it is anyway.
It'd probably be $5, like it is on Steam. Even though on mobile it's free.
So, long story short, Nintendo World is going to open February 4th in Japan, and they have plans to open a version of it in Hollywood, California, Orlando, Florida, and Singapore in the future. So for those of us stateside, we do not have to fly to Japan to go to this.
Eventually.
What you can do in the park is they have like a themed restaurant with all sorts of Mario themed food. They have different like walkthrough areas. They have a Mario Kart ride. And kind of interesting for those of us with Switches and stuff is the little amiibo watch thing that you get when you go to the park. Essentially, there are different like blocks and stuff and different interactive things in the park that if you like scan the watch with, you get stuff like coins, and they double as the respective amiibo of that character, because there's a Mario, Luigi, a Toad, a Daisy, Peach, a couple other people I don't remember. More or less, it's amiibo we already have, which is no one's surprise. What I did find hilarious was Miyamoto continually to slam his watch into some of the blocks in this direct. I'm like, do we really have to hit them that hard? Because you're smacking the shit out of these giant blocks. I don't think you need to hit them that hard. But otherwise, it's kind of neat and interesting, as here's a thing if you have kids. If you've got kids, like, make a plan when we're not in the middle of a pandemic to maybe go to this, because I'm sure they'll have a blast. So do you want to go to this?
If it comes stateside, maybe.
True. Because Star Wars fan here, I would like to go to Galaxy's Edge at some point and get my own lightsaber and astromech droid and all that, but, you know, one, it's a long trip to Orlando, and two, we're in the middle of a fucking pandemic. So, that's not happening anytime soon. So, last up, because we might as well talk about it, Cyberpunk has had just to put it bluntly, a disastrous launch that has been marred with plentiful of bugs and glitches and issues across all of its platforms, and numerous patches to try to patchwork this game into shape. And reports I've heard have said, no, it's still a bit of a mess. It still has issues. At least they fixed the save file issue now.
Fair.
But probably the biggest news to come out of this... Excuse me, 1 second. Okay. The biggest news to come out of this was less than a week from launch. After Cyberpunk promising that you could do refunds on the Xbox with your Xbox and PlayStation versions, Sony, I guess, being blindsided by this to some degree, it being like, wait, what? You didn't talk about us with this. Have came out on their own accord and have implemented a refund system specifically for this game, and have also pulled Cyberpunk from their storefront, or their digital storefront. Bear in mind, this is less than a week from launch. To quote Jim Sterling, this is about a year of nonsense from like Anthem and all that condensed into a week. Which feels appropriately 2020 at this point. So how do you feel about all this aftermath? Tommy?
Yes.
I was asking how you felt about all this.
I mean, I'm kind of indifferent because I've kind of not really cared.
Fair. Cyberpunk wasn't really on my radar because I don't know. I looked at it and went, "Oh look, FPS RPG." I'm not really in the mood for FPSs. Like it took Master Chief Collection being, I guess, discounted and like the nostalgia of Halo multiplayer to pull me back into an FPS of some variety. But this is not going to do it, especially after it's come out from. Specifically, I listened to Giant Bomb talk about this, where they've just went, like, this is your standard FPS RPG we've had for, like, the past few years. Like, there's nothing radically new and groundbreaking here. Like, mechanically speaking. So, if the story and the characters don't hook you in this game, you might be out of luck on this one. And I've heard mixed things about the story and characters, so that's not a guarantee. I don't know. It just seems like one of those cases of maybe this game should have been delayed to next year. And I know Glock brought up is it's like, but people were sending them death threats and all that, and I have to answer to that of maybe CD Projekt Red should just not listen to them and not caved and just push the game out when they were ready. Which, for reports from people and from employees inside the studio, that's how they felt too until they got pushed and went from leadership and went, well, we got to put it out now. So, welp. A fitting way to end 2020 with this, I feel like. And I also have to say, I think, because Glock said again that he was like confused of why people were so up in arms about this. I think it's because people were tired of buying a game at launch and going, wait, what do you mean I should have waited 6 months to play the good version of this? Because, like, yeah, that applies to live service games, but what have been the major releases from this past year that have had issues like this? That have launched like a mess and have been these big, like, spotlight titles. I think people are just tired of it. and just want a video game to work and function at launch and not have to wait 6 months and 12 patches for it to be functional. Or maybe that's just me. Where I go, hey, I bought Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity and it worked good day one, and I really enjoyed it day one. How hard is that? That's all anyone asks. Anyway, anything else? Tommy? Hello?
Yeah.
Yep. Anything else before hit releases?
No, I don't guess so.
All right. Short list of releases.
Wait, there's such a thing?
For this time, there is. So we kick off on the 28th. With Cube Raiders for Switch, Dungeon Limbus for Switch, Hell Sports for Switch, Professor Lubo Ocean, Quell Reflect, and Void Source for Switch. On the 29th, Warhammer Chaos Bane for Slayer Edition for Xbox Series X and Wingspan for Switch. On the 30th, Back to Belt for Xbox One. And on the 31st, Arcade Archives Shanghai 3 for Switch. Arcade 1-Up X-Men vs. Street Fighter dedicated console. Psychonauts 2 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Star Child for Xbox One. Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition Microplayer as a dedicated console. And Yakuza 0 for Xbox One. And starting as our next year on the 1st of January, Hitori Logic for Switch and Speed Truck Racing for Switch. On the 6th, Charge Kid for Switch. On the 7th, Blacksmith of the Sand Kingdom for Xbox One. Iris Fall for Switch. Red Colony for Switch. Sense a Cyberpunk Ghost Story for Switch. Stardash for Switch. Werewolf the Apocalypse Heart of the Forest for Switch. And finally, on the 8th, Iris Falls for PlayStation 4 and Switch. Again, thanks, releases.
Yep.
Which takes me to my quick draw in. I'll be honest, I kind of feel the hype for this new Sentai series because it is bonkers as fuck. Like, incredibly bonkers as fuck. I've described this to you, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so, long story short, we have one human ranger who is Zenkaiser, and we have 4 robot rangers that are, what are their names? 1 second. I have to pull up the article that has all their names, because I don't remember their names. Zenkai Juon, Zenkai Gaon, Zenkai Vroom, and Zenkai Majin. And all 5 of them are based off previous Sentais. So Zenkaiser is based off the original Go Ranger. Juon is Ju Ranger. Gaon is Gao Ranger. Majin is Magi Ranger. And Vroom is Bokenger. And they all transform with this Gatling gun with a handle on the side that you put gears in. That is called the Geertlinger. Because puns. And the extra kicker. The 4 robots have regular robot forms before they become rangers. Those robot forms transform into a lion, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, a dragon, and a dump truck. And those vehicles can combine together in pairs of 2 to form a giant robot. And they can swap around the halves double style. This is a bonkers ass show that is already throwing out some parallel world bullshit and all this. And I kind of want to see where this goes. We don't get to see anything till March because the show doesn't debut till March. But I'm kind of on board outside of good old Shinosuke Shirakura is the producer on this. And guess what he's produced? All those wonderful Spring Tyson films that we love. And a bunch of other garbage I don't like. That he's consistently made stuff I don't like. I can't wait for me to not like the show because of him. Because somehow his attachment has made me hate this. But I'm at least on board for the first few episodes. Because I want to see where this goes. The fact that 4 of our Rangers are also the Zords and are also the Megazord, it's just like, okay, this is crazy and stupid. I'm on board. Has this gained your interest at all? I will take the silence as a no. Yeah. I'm not surprised. But yeah, that's pretty much my quick draw. You don't have a quick draw, correct?
That would be correct.
All right, then. So, like I said, folks, it's a short week this week. It's Boxing Day. So tomorrow, Build Fighters Try in the next 4 episodes. some really good episodes, if I do say so.
I haven't watched them yet.
I have. So, to no one's surprise, yes, I watched them early.
Did you watch them on Monday?
No, I think I watched them on like Wednesday.
Oh.
But there's that, and next week will hopefully be the end of Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, along with more Spartan Ops. God, I hope I'm done with Radiant Dawn next week. I can't wait to be stonewalled on a map for like 4 hours. Because we're going till we end. Or I get fed up and tired. Whichever happens first. Either one can happen first. I don't know.
Yep, either one could happen.
Friday is...
I don't know.
Okay, and Saturday is the same boat.
Yep.
So, if you like what you see, folks, drop a follow. Really appreciate it. Chipping away at that affiliate bill. @TZN on Twitter gets you updates when we go live. The exclamation point Discord and chat gets a Discord link. Drop by, say hi. We got Dropbox for questions. If you got questions, we'll answer them on here, on the podcast. We could use them. So, we'll see you next week, folks.